He's calling Maryland and Indiana this Sunday on CBS, which if I'm not mistaken, Ian, make sure, because I haven't seen anything on CBS since the Super Bowl, because I've been walking around. It is still America's most watched network, correct?
It is. It is. The latest rankings are in, and America has spoken.
Yeah, and it's America's. Now, is that on your copy? Do you have to read that, or you're just despite you have to spell Ian with an I, you're just a team player? How does that work?
Yeah, no, they actually, when you sign the deal with CBS, they have a chip placed in your brain.
Okay.
And It just comes out automatically. America's Most Watched Network. America's Most Watched Network. Can I say one thing as well, Rich?
Please, Ian.
So impressed with your 5.94.
Thank you.
Which was awesome. And obviously the Brandon Marshall training helped
Yes, it did.
a great deal.
It did.
But your mindset was as if you were racing against your high school rival, Duncan Meyer, and your motivation was so clear.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. All kidding aside, it was
Thank
great.
you. Well, I run for various reasons, Ian, as fast as I can. One is I only know one speed. Two, and I said this before, and you understand it because you wake up with it every day. Either you wake up with it or you don't. And you know what the it is.
Yeah,
I
do.
It's the heart that beats inside. And then three is that if I don't run faster, I've got to go home and look at my wife and children. And, and then there's Dion, who's coming up next.
Oh.
Just, I mean, I don't...
The pressure.
Tell me about it. I mean, it's prime. I've got to show him how I'm faster and how I'm better, like a fine wine.
It was fantastic.
Thanks,
it really
Ian.
was.
I appreciate that. Where have I found you? What city are you in right now?
Jersey. I know that's a state, but I don't want to get too specific.
Yeah, okay. So what exit? You want to give me an exit?
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you took the Turnpike and you
hit a jug
made
handle
your way off 15W, a jug handle, you'd find me somewhere.
Okay. And now, were you out here for the Nets?
I was.
For that whole...
Yeah, I had a quick in and out, back-to-back, Clippers, Lakers, and D'Angelo Russell went off.
Yes.
And, it was impressive, actually, really, really impressed with what he did in that game, and maybe something at least to build on for the future for this Laker team and this Laker fan base. He was superb.
Yeah. And because a lot of folks around these parts have been waiting to see what he could do without any, I guess, benchings, just to get out there and see what he could do. And so that's obviously something. So what was the more lasting image then for you? Because you went there. Because you played the Nets played the Clippers the night before.
Right.
You were there for the unveiling of Chuck the Condor, were you not?
I was, and I must admit, I don't know if I fell asleep on this. I didn't know it was happening.
Nobody did.
And then it just happened, and it was like Toucan Sam came out there.
And then all of a sudden, a billionaire is dunking a ball, right?
Yeah, and I was working with the czar of the telestrator,
Fratello,
Mike Fratello. And like Mike, in his analytical mind, just after Steve Ballmer dunked the ball, he was breaking down like, that if his left foot was 1 inch forward, he would have crashed.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike, really? That's what you took out of it? That's what he took out of it, that his left foot was so close to going through that trampoline that would have ended so badly.
Yeah, you could say, that Steve, his last name isn't Nash, it's Ballmer. So
Rich, let's at least acknowledge this. Give the guy a lot of credit. He is so enthusiastic. This guy is a billionaire. He doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do anything.
Right.
And he is motivated to show off his passion. And the fact that he went to that level, I give him an immense amount of credit. That could have gone sideways easily.
It could, literally. And Prokhorov doesn't need a trampoline, though, right?
No. He's in ridiculous shape and is the world's most interesting man. You know that. He needs to know. I don't need trampoline.
Ian Eagle joining me here on the Rich Eisen Show. We had Jay Billis on the show yesterday, and he says that there's a whole host of teams that can win this tournament. I mean, it is wide open, but he also doesn't think it's wide open for some mid-major, if you will, to come in and take a glass slipper all the way to the Final Four. He thinks that it's all of the name brand schools 1 through 25 right now that can take it. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I think there's this misconception when you say that the field is wide open, that automatically puts those teams that you just alluded to into the category, and it doesn't necessarily mean that. The good teams are still really good, and the teams, the brand names that we know are still going to be there. It's just that you don't have the one dominant team that we've had in previous years where you looked for and you circled before the tournament began. There are a bunch of teams that can win this thing, and I've been doing college games the last 9 weeks, and I've been not blown away by what I've seen, but I think you see teams starting to get it, teams that are starting to get that feel. And that's what you look for in these conference tournaments. Which teams are building, which teams are starting to click. You know, I saw Michigan State a few weeks ago. I think they're a team that could win the whole thing. But I want to see them in the Big Ten tournament. I want to see how they handle day to day to day. And that's what it's all about, getting away from home. There's so many teams that can get it done at home. Maryland is a team that I have coming up this weekend against Indiana. They've been outstanding at home. They're 16-1. They have 1 loss against Wisconsin. Get them away from home. They're a bit more vulnerable. And let's see how they handle themselves at Assembly this weekend, because I think that atmosphere is going to be through the roof. Indiana fans now finally believe. They believe in Tom Crean. They believe in this team. Excellent chemistry with Yogi Ferrell. They've got young talent in Thomas Bryant. What they need is those middlemen to step forward, the Troy Williams, the Robert Johnsons, and the role players. But this is a team now that actually has encouraging signs that they could be a factor come March.
So who is the best, which is the best team that you've personally eyeballed in that 9-week for you post-NFL season?
Yeah, I think Michigan State has the most balance, and in Valentine they've got a guy that they can ride through the NCAA tournament if he gets hot. I think there's a belief there now with him that it's his team, and they've got weapons everywhere. The issues for Michigan State for me will just be that shooting, and if Bryn Forbes is on and if he's hot, they're a Final Four team. If he's not, can they manufacture enough buckets inside? They're a team that really feasts on offensive rebounding, being physical. But if they go against a team that's red hot and can make them pay from the outside, I can see them getting clipped. But pound for pound, I'd say they're the best team that I've seen in person.
So then, what's your schedule like? You're going to do which conference tournament? You're going to do?
I'm actually going to be doing a bunch of net games next week.
There's only one Iron Eagle. You can't split you up like that. Okay.
The multiplicity thing. But then we're ready for the NCAA tournament. First weekend will be.
Where are you going?
On television. I have no idea, Rich.
You don't know yet?
No, we have no idea.
Well, who are you team with? Who you got?
That's also.
No.
That's also up in the air.
Can I ask for a little spinarcle for you, Ian?
Yeah.
Do you wanna,
I mean, who doesn't want a little spinarcle in their life?
Everybody needs a little spinarcle. You know?
Because it's fun to say, more than anything
It is,
else.
You're right.
Like Jim's an excellent analyst. He's one of the best.
Of course.
But it's even more enjoyable just to say, welcome back, everybody, Iron Eagle, along with Jim Spinarcle.
Spinarcle. We all need a little spinarcle. Get me to look. I mean, everybody's great. You're great. The whole thing's great. I can't wait. But that's a bear of a day, right? That's like tip-off noon, back in your hotel 2 a.m. type situation, right?
Yeah, and it's one of those, because I'm a big, I like to prepare way ahead. I don't like procrastinating, and you can do nothing. There's nothing to prepare. You have no idea who you're getting. You have no idea what the matchups are.
You really don't know where you're going right now and who you're team with?
No idea. The second part, I have an inkling, but I think Monday, Tuesday, they're going to sort all that out publicly. The first part, no idea. No clue.
No clue. Wow. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing who you're paired with and where you're going, and we'll follow it. I always appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Yeah, excited for the tournament. You also have a kid coming up, right?
I do.
Reed?
I do. Yeah.
He joined us on a Sirius show at the NBA store about 5-6 years ago. Kenny Smith and I, the Jet, were hosting the show. And it's one of those shows that you do on location, so you have fans walking by.
Yes.
And he got into a story about Kadeem Hardison, You familiar with Kadeem?
Of course. He used to be, he with Billy Crystal and Penny Marshall and Louis Gossett Jr. used to be the only luminaries at a Clipper game.
Okay.
You know, it always used to be Bebe and Jay-Z at those games.
So you know where I'm going with this. He'd start talking about the Clippers games because the Clippers were playing better at that point, and there was a renaissance there, and he started talking about Kadeem. And he used an expletive during the show to talk about Kadeem and the backpack that he would wear.
Yes.
He used a descriptive word prior to the backpack. Kadeem and that blank backpack.
Oh, we can't.
And we had no delay. It's serious. You can say whatever you want, but there was a Norwegian family like standing in front of us watching the show. And I was just watching their reaction. They were tourists that just happened to stumble upon
the full court press?
Yeah, full court press. And it's me, it's Kenny Smith, and it's kid, Christopher Reed, talking about Kadeem Hardison. And I just tried, and I always, to this moment, I think, what was going on through their head as they were watching this program, as kid was going through very specific details about Kadeem Hardison and his backpack at the Clipper games.
Well, I think we just finally found a collection of people that in no way, shape, or form can ever be connected to Kevin Bacon, no matter how many steps you go.
Nothing.
I think we finally found that. Ian, thanks for calling in. We'll chat soon. There's Iron Eagle.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.